This aid suspension risks a strain between US and Africa relations, like taking away the trust, the cooperation. I feel like people are not even going to like cooperate anymore because they're like, you know what? Yeah, you took this thing away from us. Yeah, well, this is how we're going to react. We're not going to do that anymore, because a lot of African countries are actually heavily relying on US assistance for healthcare, education, development, things like that. So if you're going to have unprotected sex, please don't do it, or do it with somebody who you know has been tested. Try not to have multiple sexual partners. Try to keep your leg closed, male and female alike. Basically, like I'm saying, this whole thing is going to cause a lot of, like I said, a lot of ripple effects, right? So hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Chinaza Samson. If this is the first time here, you are highly welcome. Welcome. How are you doing? Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Thank you so much for doing that. I hope you stick around. And if you're returning subscribers, how are you doing, Maji? What's going on? What's up? Hope you're good. Thank you for always coming back and supporting me. I do appreciate you all. First of all, before we dive into this video, if you are yet to subscribe, hit that subscription button right now. Like this video, drop a comment, and let's dive in, okay? So for the past couple of videos, we've been talking about the new president, President Donald Trump. That's what we've been talking about. He came in with a lot of ginger. He came in with a lot of changes. He wasn't joking when he said he was going to do a lot of changes, though. People thought he was, the way president politicians say what they want to say. We all thought, oh, yeah, it's just going to be one of those things. But nah, he came in blazing hot. So as we know, January 20th, he signed a couple of orders. In this channel, we've been trying to break down some orders as we see things unfold. I don't want to bore us too much with politics, but some of these things affect our daily lives. And today we're going to be talking about one that is also very, very important, okay, as we've seen it unfold. On January 20th, President Trump signed an executive order that basically states reevaluating and realigning the US foreign aid. So basically what he said he was doing, he was going to review it. Now let's dive into what this order really means, because most of these orders they're just written in one topics, but there's a lot of subtopics under them. There's a lot of things going on under them. As we've seen this one unfold in the past couple of days, one of it is going to be the immediate suspension of foreign aid programs. So the first thing first, rolling up the bat, he was suspending all foreign aid programs, and he also issued a 90 days comprehensive review of all US foreign programs to ensure they're aligned with the new administration policy. What is this new administration policy? America first. Donald Trump came in saying that he was going to put America first. He was going to make America his priority. He was going to make the United States his number one first, trying to make the US great. He didn't care about every other country. He didn't care about other countries. He didn't really care about anything. His focus, he was really laser focused on the United States. So everything he's been trying to do is to make sure that they keep up with his administration's policy. The number one administration policy for his administration is putting America first. Right? And one of the things he's trying to do is to cut off everything that is not giving them gain, if that makes sense. Not if they're not gaining from something. It's like this business, he has a business mindset, right? It's like, if I'm investing in you and I'm not getting any return, I'm not getting any return of investment, no ROI, we're pulling out. We are really pulling out. So this first couple of days he's been in, he put out a 90 days review. So the review, obviously, he just came in. So the 90 days is still ongoing. But before the end of the review, before they even complete the review, he's like, let's suspend, let's halt everything. Nothing is going forward. We're not sending anything out. We're not giving out any aid. And it is not let's suspend in 2 days, in 3 days, in a week. Nah, it is immediately. So effective immediately as the order was going out, every aid to a foreign program was suspended, except for these programs: emergency food aid and military assistance in Israel and Egypt. So he has this program still ongoing for them. But let's talk about one that really hit close to home, right? As a Nigerian American, this one really hits like home for me, because a lot of my family are still in Nigeria, right? The Suspends of the USAID. Now, I'm going to read this and then I'm going to explain so that we can understand this. So, the executive order halted the delivery of medical supplies for malaria, HIV, and tuberculosis treatment, disrupting the life-saving healthcare in numerous countries heavily reliant on USAID. So USAID is basically like a humanitarian, non-governmental funding, or where they give medications for malaria, medications for tuberculosis, medication for HIV, that's the HAART, HAART, medication that HIV patients take to help reduce their CD count level to the point where it is almost untraceable, right? Now, these medications are very expensive. Now, but with the USAID, it kind of like makes the medication free to the point of it's very affordable and also up to the point of being free. So they had medication in various locations, especially in government hospitals, federal hospitals, are free, right? And then in private hospitals where they sell it for also a very relatively cheap price. So helping HIV patients be able to control this virus that they've been infected with, making them not to progress up to the stage of being in AIDS and things like that. So this medication, obviously, as stated, is very important. Then we'll talk about medications like malaria medications, right? USAID funding to help in production of malaria medications. Some places malaria medications are free, but in Nigeria it's mostly relatively cheap, if that makes sense. When people fall sick with malaria, because we know that mosquitoes, which are malaria causing insects, are predominantly in Africa. So we get to see that a lot in Africa. These programs that has been halted has a lot of effect. So now people who need these treatments for these diseases cannot afford the medication that they need. There's been a lot of reactions from the public. We've even had international, global leaders talk about this effect, how they feel. They've reacted in so many ways, right? A lot of global reaction includes like a wild spread of criticism. Like a lot of people are like, nah, this is not good. This is not right. Okay. Many international humanitarian organizations as well, they've come outside to say things like they actually warned that halting this aid would worsen health crisis, it would deepen poverty, and it will also undermine global stability, especially in vulnerable areas. So basically what that means is that halting this US aid, like I've said initially, it's going to have like a ripple effect. A lot of people, we're going to begin to see a lot of people progress from HIV to AIDS because they can't afford their medication. Some people are going to begin to see if they can ration their medication so it will last them as long as possible, seeing that this is an immediate suspension. So people are like, so a lot of things going to happen. So one of the things I want to chip in here is stay safe, right? The burden that's about to come upon especially Africans who are losing the US aid is about to be huge. It's about to hit like 10 times, right? So you have to try as much as you can to stay safe. Read up on HIV preventive measures, read up on malaria preventive measures, stay in mosquito nets, flee to your houses as often as you can, get rid of stale waters around your places. If you can get rid of the grasses around, do that too as well. Try not to create an environment where mosquitoes thrive. Stay safe. If you're going to have unprotected sex, please don't do it, or do it with somebody who you know has been tested. Try not to have multiple sexual partners. Try to keep your leg closed, male and female alike. Basically, like I'm saying, this whole thing is going to cause a lot of, like I said, a lot of ripple effects, right? So down from the grassroots up is going to happen, because the thing is, with USAID, he has made diseases like HIV undetectable. Like you don't see it on people's faces. Around 1970s, when HIV became very predominant, people didn't know what HIV was until they were in AIDS, right? And until we got the medication now, which is HAART for AIDS, he was dropping people like flies. Like people were dropping like flies because they didn't even know what they had or how they contracted it. So you see how that it is very important that we keep ourselves like locked in. Okay, let's talk about some potential long-term impacts this could have. This aid suspension risks a strain between US and Africa relations, like taking away the trust the corporation. I feel like people are not even going to like cooperate anymore because they're like, you know what? Yeah, you took this thing away from us. Yeah, well, this is how we're going to react. We're not going to do that anymore, because a lot of African countries are actually heavily relying on US assistance for healthcare, education, development, things like that. So cutting this aid could like weaken US influence in Africa. And it also kind of like opened our eyes to see that the influence the US have on our healthcare system, it is massive. Yes, it is massive. The fact that everybody is crying, everybody is just worried basically about the state of the healthcare system now, being that this aid has been withdrawn, has been suspended. A lot of people argue and believe that this is a good move in the sense that it would help Africans to really now start to really build up their own healthcare themselves rather than relying on foreign countries to do this for them. Africa is great. Personally, I believe we have the brains for it. We have a lot of intelligent people in Africa. One thing I believe that collectively we have as Africans is bad government, bad leadership, running us to the ground, literally, making us depend on foreign sources for their every need. You know, healthcare, education, development. Everybody's looking into the US and things like that. This whole suspension of aid would also open a door to other big countries to, you know, like rival powers, people that have issues with the US would want to now come and be like, oh, let's help you. Since the US dumped you, let's help you, but you now have to pledge like your allegiance to us, if that makes sense. For example, countries like, you know, China, Russia, you know, a lot of things has been going on. We know that these are people who are at loggerheads with the US. Basically, they're like trying to challenge power and things like that. That's ongoing. But doing this now would kind of like, they want to come into Africa to strengthen their own presence in Africa because they don't have a loophole. Before this aid was taken away, Africa is basically like the US, like already. US and Europe is like their people, their allegiance to them. So now taking this away could open a window. It's not as easy as I'm saying it, but like I said, it's just a window that could be opened, right? Leading to a lot of things in the future, which I really hope it doesn't lead to. I really hope it doesn't get there. If you ask me personally, I would say that I have two feelings, right? One, I feel like it is sad that they pulled the rug like immediately. Either have given like a 6 months or 1 year notice that, oh, we're going to be withdrawing our aid in 6 months, in 1 year, so that these countries can like put themselves together to create something, right? Rather than just pulling the rugs under them. That's my first feeling. Now, my second feeling, on the other hand, is like, I think it's good that they took it away. They took this aid away from African countries. Now, hold on, before you crucify me, hear me out, okay? Why I think it's good is I feel like we should look within to find help. Yes, I know that different countries rely on different people for help, for sustenance, for things that would help their country, right? But this world is a kind of like a buy and sell kind of thing. Like, nobody does anything for you for free. Do you understand? So it's like, I give you, you give me. This is what you give me in return. If I'm giving you X, you're going to be giving me Y in return. Nobody does things or give people things for free, right? So if you can offer like things in exchange for this, because I believe that if Africa as a whole was offering the United States something that they need, they wouldn't take something that Africa also needs as well. Because they see that, oh, these people are just eating off us. We're not gaining anything from them. We're just the one giving. We've been giving, and we've not, you know, we're not gaining anything from them. So for this reason now, we're no longer giving again. It is natural for people to act that way. People even act that way in their friendship. When they see that, oh, this friendship is like a parasitic friendship, they would cut off from the person when they realize that. Talk less of a whole country, right? Or a whole continent, right? So these are things that we really need to look into. Some people want to argue that, oh, this person is being the R word, or they don't like us. But it's not as easy as, oh, they don't like us or they don't like me. Let's look within, like, let's look at our country, right? What is our country doing for this country that would make them say, oh yeah, these people, they deserve this. You know, let's use this to buy this from them, right? Also, I believe that taking this aid away is going to really help us look within to like set up our own healthcare system. We have the potential. We have the potential of doing great, amazing things. I mean, if you don't have the potential, why are African doctors, nurses, med lab coming overseas and doing excellently and excelling exponentially in these foreign countries? Meaning that our educations are good, right? We have good things within us. We have the ability to do great things, but we have limited resources. We don't have the resources for them. That is where the problem is. So that's my 2 cents. So in summary, basically what we covered in this video, we talked about the key aspect of President Donald Trump's executive order to halt foreign aids, including its immediate suspension of critical programs and the cessation of medical supplies deliveries for diseases like HIV, malaria, tuberculosis, and its broader implications for US-Africa relations. It is very important that we stay updated on this global news, on these global policies, about these policies, because we don't know how it's going to affect us. We need to know how it's going to affect us. We need to be able to prepare. We need to be able to work on that as quickly as we can. We need to be able to do what we can do, you know, while we can do them to get things done, right? I want to hear your thoughts on these policies in the comment section. Like, let's have a conversation. Let's see, what do you think? Like, is it okay that they suspended this US aids, giving aids to foreign countries, or do you think that they should keep giving and giving without having anything back? Like, what is your thought exactly? What do you think about this order from President Donald Trump? Do you think it was a good one? Do you think they shouldn't have done it? Like, I want to know your thoughts in the comment section. Please do not just watch and leave. I want us to have a conversation. I want us to talk. Okay. Thank you so much for watching this video to this point. You are the real G. Thank you so much. Remember to share this video, like this video, because we need people to be educated. Comment on this video and subscribe. Ask your friends to subscribe. Ask your family to subscribe. Remember, it is just a click and it doesn't cost any money. No money, no dime is coming out from your pocket when you hit the like button and when you subscribe, okay? So subscribe to this video and let's have a conversation. I would meet you in the comment section. All right, have a good one and have a blessed week. Bye.